My research will focus on the interaction between bushfire and woody legumes like wattles. Now, legumes are really important to increase soil nitrogen. So soil nitrogen can be lost during a fire, it's lost to the atmosphere, or it can be lost after a fire through soil erosion. So legumes are really important to restore soil nitrogen levels after a fire. Legumes are also a really important protein-rich food source for a variety of animals. But legume seeds require heat in order to germinate. And different legume species require different amounts of heat in order to germinate, and this can vary either due to a climatic zone or just because it's a different species. So part of my research is going to be investigating the types of fires that are required to germinate legume seeds. In particular, low-intensity fires like prescribed burns may not reach the temperatures necessary for a legume seed to be able to germinate. So I'll be examining whether repeated low-intensity fires affect the viability of a legume seed and its ability to germinate in the future. In addition, legumes are present in different proportions in different plant communities, and they may survive for only a few years and thus contribute quite quickly to a fuel load, or they may survive for many, many years, say over a decade or longer. I'll be looking at whether the fire regime or the soil nutrients are having an impact on how many legumes are present in a community and how long they live, thus therefore how much they contribute to a fuel load. This research can be useful to both land managers and different fire service organizations in order to predict how the numbers of legumes within a plant community will contribute to the fuel loads, thus how intense a fire may be as a result of how many legumes are present within a plant community. In addition, because legumes are so important to restoring soil nitrogen after a fire, it is also important that the fire regime that's applied to a landscape is also appropriate to allow germination of legumes so that they continue to be present within the landscape. Thus, this research is useful to managers to know what kind of fire regime they should be applying to a landscape. Finally, because legumes contribute to soil nitrogen, they're also quite important for rehabilitation of land, and they promote both soil fertility and possibly also biodiversity within a landscape. So that this research will be useful to anyone seeking to promote the fertility of their soil or the biodiversity of their land. Since coming to Australia, it's been my dream to help rehabilitate the land and the bush. I'm hoping that my research, which investigates legumes, which promotes soil fertility, and also bushfire, which is so vital to so many different landscapes within Australia, will help support me to have a research career either in academia, industry, or the government that will help support rehabilitation of the land by researching bushfire, plant communities, or other techniques that are important to support vital and healthy landscapes.